Hello, everybody. Welcome to Friday night's Project Runway, the after show review. So, Erin won't be joining us tonight, but of course, she sent me her notes. So, I have all of her notes. I have all of my notes, and we had a very flower power episode this week. I was loving it. Flowers are beautiful. I love flowers. I think the designs you can do with flowers can be so beautiful. I was excited that they got to make their own designs. It was a great episode. It was honestly one of my favorites so far. And a lot of great looks. I wasn't very happy with who went home, but we will get to that, of course. So, I hope you like my new intro that I made. I have a new intro, outro. I'm probably going to get copyright claimed for the music, but I'm going to have to fix that later. Doesn't matter. I love the intro. That's all that matters. I did that the other day at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, I hope everyone loves this. But anyways, so let's get into Project Runway episode 4 tonight, or last night, I should say. And let me bring up, of course, our contestant board on the screen so we can have that. So let's see. I got lots of behind the scenes clips and all of that amazing stuff too from last week. I worked my butt off for you guys this week. So I hope you guys really enjoy everything that I did for you. So here is our contestant board. Let me pull that up for us. And of course, for everybody on the replay, thank you for being my replay. A lot of you are on my replay watch, and I appreciate that because I work very hard on this Project Runway series for you guys, and I can't thank you all enough for catching it on the replay and enjoying it too. Thank you for all the amazing DMs that you guys have sent me and comments. I love hearing from you guys. So here is our contestant board. So unfortunately, no more Kenneth as of last week, which he was another one of my favorites. But this is the board we have going on. And let's get to it. So this week, actually, let's do some of the behind the scenes that we didn't see from episode 3 first. I think we'll start there. So behind the scenes, episode 3, I found some amazing stuff that, of course, they take them a whole week to get all the behind the scenes out, and we're doing it like the next day. So I want to show you some behind the scenes from last week, and there was some amazing stuff. So let me just stop this screen sharing real quick to add the next screen sharing. So this was Mr. Aaron, his look, which seeing it like this, I loved it even more. Seeing it like this from last week. And then we have Anna's look. Love it. It's very see-through the more you look at it when it's on the model this way. But I love it. It's that corpse bride. She gave us that beautiful corpse bride. And then we have this beautiful handbag. I thought that was so freaking awesome. I wish I could own it. I wish I could own a skull bag like that. And I do have an Anna clip. It's just the boom. It's beautiful. I had to. And then just the judges' chairs with all the beautiful candles and the runway. I just thought it was so cool. And then we have Boneses on the model, on the mannequin. Of course, our winner last week. Her outfit, beautiful. Chastity, love it. Then we have Coral's and Darren's. And Darren working his little butt off. This was a drawing that Darren did. I found this on Instagram. I was like, oh my God, I love this drawing. It's very horrifying, which he loves Halloween. And I think that really makes it look just, I don't know. I think I like the drawing a little better than I actually do the dress because it's just so artistic and awesome. But love it. Love it, love it, love it. Here they are, the designers working. Them in the mansion. And then there's the judges hanging out. Then we have Katie's look. Kenneth's look. And now you can see it too. It's very uneven right here and over here. So I see now how like it was, unfortunately, but Kenneth has a lot of talent. He is going places. He's already going places, but he's going to go further. Then we have Christina's look, which I have another like 3 shots of it. Still not really, it's not my favorite look. And then here we have all the looks from behind the scenes. I love all the little behind the scenes that I find for you guys. Here's Octavio's and Praje's, which I don't know what happened to the skirt, but love. See, I love the way that looks. It reminds me of Belle's dress. You know how Belle from Beauty and the Beast, the top reminds me of that. Love it. And here they are backstage waiting for the runway show. Here they are waiting for the runway in the workroom area. Lovely. And here, this is just a little recap that they did, which you saw in the opening. So every time we get like a little runway week recap, I'm going to update the intro with a little newer runway clips because I think it's just so cool how I can do like 3, maybe I can do 4. So every week when I get one of these runway recaps, I'll add maybe to the intro for us. So we have that little cool intro. And then here's Sabrina's behind the scenes and Chantel's. And remember I was saying, I wonder if anyone stayed in the attic. They were staying in the attic like I thought. I knew I saw people in the attic. This clip from behind the scenes proved it to me. I was like, those beds look a lot comfortable, better than those cots that were in that south side of the house. I would have totally stayed in the attic too. Some more behind the scenes. Oh, and there we have Xandon. And that's it. So that's all the behind the scenes from episode 3. Now we can move into our episode 4, which, like I said, it was Flower Power. So I will bring up our review photos so we can get started. So first thing is first, let's get this photo up on the screen for us all to check out. Here it is, guys. So let's get started with my notes. So this week, it starts off with everyone getting ready in the townhouse, and we see Chastity looking over her emails that her children have sent her, and we find out that the last conversation she has with her children was about dreams and sacrifice. And sometimes the road to your dreams, it's important, and you should never give up on them. Chastity shares these emails with Katie. Then we see Bones in the kitchen eating, talking about his look and how he was disappointed that the judges didn't see the strength in his look because he thought it was very powerful. And I kind of agreed. It it wasn't as bad as I thought the judges, saw it last week. So they all leave. They head to the workroom. When they walk in, before they walk in, they see this beautiful display outside, which is a bench with the model mannequin surrounded by all of these beautiful flowers. So they're all excited. They go into the workroom where they find more beautiful, amazing flower setups everywhere. So we see this. We see this. Oh, those flowers are just so gorgeous. We see this. Oh, so freaking beautiful. So Erin was super excited, thinking the challenge might be that they have to make a dress out of all these amazing flowers, which I was thinking, oh my God, how would you be able to do that? Because I don't know if you guys have ever seen the show My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding, where designer Sandra Celli had to make a dress for a bride of all living flowers. And she shipped it, and by the time it got to the bride, all the flowers died. She had to go back down there. This is actually a picture of it right there, to redo the whole dress for her. And this is a live flower dress that Sandra Telly made for this bride. And I was like, oh my God, please don't let that be the challenge. I mean, yes, it's gorgeous, but it would have been a one-day challenge because those flowers would have died. And it would have been a long one-day challenge if they did do it that way. But thankfully, we see one of the judges standing there with Lewis Miller, who is the creator of the Flower Flash. So Elaine and Lewis then go into letting the designers know what their next challenge will be, which I have a video for you guys of that. So let me share that. Lots of little clips this week for you guys. So here is the first one.
City is sleeping. This brilliant mastermind transforms the city's grittiest spots into beautiful, giant floral installations.
Flower Flashes all started as a simple act to put smiles on people's faces,
I will say, if I saw like a flower bomb somewhere in my city, I would be standing there taking photos with it, thinking it's the most beautiful damn thing in the freaking world. So I can understand why they started this, and it's amazing. I'm glad that they're doing this, especially in New York, during Covina, we like to call it, because it brings that happiness and smile back to people. So I was very interested when he was showing the photos of this.
create an emotional response through flowers.
Your challenge is to create a high-end fashion look that embraces floral prints.
Yeah!
We all feel like this is the best group of designers that this show has had.
Oh, they're gonna be hating. Just a little bit.
Each of you will be working with a graphic designer to create your own fabric for this challenge. We want to see something that is really runway worthy, not ready to wear.
I'm so excited.
Runway worthy, not ready to wear. That was a big point in her speech. And we will see why I emphasize that. So we find out it's a 2-day challenge. They have 1 hour and 15 minutes to work with their own graphic designer to work and make their very own floral print. So I do have another quick little video for you guys. So I'm going to remove this one. I'm going to add the next one.
minutes now to work with your graphic designer to create and design your very own floral prints. We've also built you your very own mini mood right here in your sewing studio for any
Ooh.
supplemental fabric.
Okay.
So the only thing with that is it's like it's a mini mood, but they don't have as much as mood has. And like if you have an inspiration and you're looking for like certain like add-ons or designs or little like just anything, you have to work with what they're giving you. That's the only downside I felt.
I stress supplemental.
Okay.
I've designed my own prints. That's all I do. Let's do this.
I have left tablets, model cards, and sketchbooks behind you.
Yes. So, Zayden, I can't wait to see what you have to offer. So, let me just remove this. The designers made a run for it, of course. As soon as they said, I have you have tablets, sketchbooks, you have the model cards, which were actually flowers with the cards on them. And she said, go. And those designers made a run for it, for that table, to grab their books, the tablets, all the important model cards, which seemed that they all grabbed a flower, and on the back was the model. And they did ask, hey, do you want to switch? No, okay, you're happy, okay, which I thought that was nice too. We see them sketching, creating, thinking, designing. Anna is using the flowers to try and paint petals and put them onto paper, which I will bring that up for you guys. And also spray paint over the flowers onto paper. I thought that was like cool how she was kind of using the petals to make like a design. And then she was spray painting over the flowers to make another design. Then we see Christina and Chantel and get a preview of what each of them are creating, which that for you guys is a little video. So let me bring that up for you. All right.
Russian women love flowers, if somebody doesn't know. Excuse me. But I need to see the dynamic of these flowers. So I wanted to throw it on the sky.
Look at how beautiful that is. I would love it to be more than just the red, but that was such a great technique. Love it. Love it, Christina.
Ah! Did you catch any of it?
Hey, Advent. Thanks, babe.
My print is very different from everybody else, and this is obvious.
Which I was unsure when I saw her doing this. I was very unsure of what she was going to be doing.
I love creating prints, but I didn't want to take pictures like everybody. So with my hands, I'm drawing this structure that I remember in my head, where the climbing flowers flowing and moving around the check.
See, I like how she did like the pattern part, like the checkered pattern, but I thought she maybe could have took actual like flowers that were there and maybe woven in like actual real flowers with this sketch to make it something like she wanted it to be like. But it was still beautiful.
It's very risky, but once again, I think it's worth it because I love.
And just FYI too, look at her beautiful shirt that she has on. It kind of looks like her sketch that she's got going on, and there are flowers in it. They're roses, but there are flowers in it. I thought that was pretty cool when I saw that too.
Love it because I'll buy it because I'll wear it.
Which you were wearing it, girlfriend. So I'm going to add this back to the screen, and I'll show you the next photo in just a minute. So after we see that, Katie is used to making prints. So she is creating on the table her own little sketch on the tablet. And we learn a little bit about her and how once she I wanted to just make sure the photo was there for you guys. Sometimes it's like, I forget. So we learn a little bit about her, and so we learned that she makes her own prints. She decided that she was going to start a social media account to let people know about their creative things that she's been doing. And overnight, she got 32,000 followers, which is amazing. She gets asked a lot if she's going to sell what she makes because of her social media following, and the people are really excited about the things that she creates. It's just another step in her direction of going to create her own line, and she feels that when she does, they will sell like hotcakes. So Lewis, who is the flower bomb guy, goes over to Darren, where he is loving the design he is creating, which is this right here, which I immediately saw this design, and I'm not going to lie to you, I knew exactly where it was going with this design, which Darren tells us he loves SpongeBob. I can tell, which I love SpongeBob too. So he wanted to do this like a bikini bottoms background concept. He also tells us he wants to play it kind of safe, especially after how the last 3 challenges were all over the place. He's just hoping by him doing this and him playing safe that it pays off, which is a bummer. Bones is next, which he lets us know he's never made a print before. Oh my gosh. It's something you have to have an eye for, he says. But his flower is that he has a flower, and he's taking photos of these gorgeous flowers. And one of the flowers that he's actually taking the photos of, Bones, that is one of my, I'm not even lying to you, one of my absolute favorite flowers. And the way that these flowers bloom, which, so, no, they're like ones that come back every single year. And I used to have 2 flower pots in front of my parents' house, and they are actually still there, the people that moved in. And every year these flowers come out, but they only come out for like 2 weeks. And if you don't get pretty flower pictures in those 2 weeks, then you don't get them. And I couldn't believe that he picked one of my favorite flowers. I was so excited about this. And they're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So that was what Bones was doing. He was taking photos of these flowers. He lets the graphic designer know he wants to change the color, though, when he is talking with her. Lewis then heads over to Sabrina, who is next, which I have a video for us of that. So let me add that to our screen. I believe it's number 4. Let's see. Yes, it is.
Deconstructed poppy here.
Yes, I was inspired by the interiors of the flowers and how beautiful it is, and the idea of it kind of blooming back to life. This challenge has a deeper meaning to me, coming from Afghanistan and coming into a new beginning here in the U.S. So I want to put an emphasis on her breast and around her.
Now I want to pause there so you guys can check out the sketch. And I love that they actually were able to let Sabrina tell her story, because it's a very impactful story as well. And I love the sketch. And if you notice in the sketch, there's no skirt. Just remember that for later.
Her hips. It is a place print, and I have to get it 100% right. Otherwise, if it's messed up, it's going to mess up the whole thing.
I agree. It very much is a place print, which it was beautiful. I loved that whole look that she was going for and everything. So let's bring this back up and let's bring this back up. So after that, we see Prajay talking to the graphic designer, which he says right now his design, which let me show the design for you guys, is a little too spaced out, and it looks like his grandmother's couch. But I love the way like the design is. I can understand where it can look like his grandmother's couch, especially back in like the 70s, 80s kind of couch. Definitely understand what he was talking about. I think it's beautiful though. Katie is next, and she tells us that she has never worked with a graphic designer. So she makes her own prints all the time, but usually she's the one that does all of it and has full control over everything. And she is struggling talking about the design, because there's kind of like a language barrier between her and her graphic designer. And the graphic designer keeps asking, take away the yellow. And Katie's like, no, keep the yellow. And it goes back and forth and back and forth. Do you want the yellow? Take away the yellow? No, keep the yellow. Take away the yellow? No, keep the yellow. It was kind of funny, but it was in the same time, it was like, oh my gosh, I hope her design comes out the way she wants it to. She tells her she wants the whole shape to go over the whole background, and the lady starts taking away the yellow. And Katie is just like, whoa, 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 don't take away the yellow. So that was pretty funny. But then it's now at the 2 hours to the end of day 1, and we are over at Chastity's work area, where she is talking to her graphic designer, where she tells us and shows us, let's see, her sketch and how she wants to take her printed floral fabric, slash it up into strips, and create a print with her print and mix it with the hardness of leather and gormet and silk gorza, which I just love. And I have another close-up of the sketch, which I love, love, love. I like the way the sleeves are here as well, which that's the like, I loved the sketch, and that was the only thing at the end. You'll see the sleeves did not come out like this, and I thought that she could have had the sleeves better like this. I love that she had a long skirt too, and it was like a slit. I just noticed that as well. But she's still unsure what she wants to do with the bottom, so that's why she kind of left the bottom like that. But she loves the direction she is going in with the top, and so do I. Now, Zayden shows us his fabric pattern, which is next. Very cool. And then shows us his sketch. So let's check out the sketch. Very cool as well. And he tells us that he wants to make kind of a mini cocktail halter dress with an oversized jacket that turns into this flower bomb, which I can totally see. And it kind of looks like a big flower kind of behind her. So the dress itself is very cute. And then you have the jacket that's kind of over her head that kind of looks like her face is kind of the center of the flower, and a flower is behind her. Thought that was amazing. Sabrina then tells us, which let me get that photo up. Beautiful Sabrina tells us, if this print does not come out right, it will be a disaster. But this is her way of being able to tell her story of coming over from Afghanistan during a time of war with the Taliban's coming in and suppressing women. We find out her birth mom died escaping from Afghanistan and being a refugee in Pakistan, and it was a rough road for her and a difficult time. She was adopted by her uncle and aunt at 8 years old, and for a long time she was scared about how people would treat her and if they were going to look at her differently. Then we have Chantel, and Chantel tells us she wants to show something that shows femininity and strength at the same time. So she is going to create a suit with 3 pieces. So a pants, a jacket with a lot of movement in a volume, like a lot of movement and volume, and a vest. Next up is Katie. Now, this is one of Katie's own designs. I just want to throw that out there from her Instagram page. Look how cool that is. Katie is finally feeling like she got the challenge, and she is most excited for this one. She feels like she can toe the line between crafty, artsy, and also wants something that she makes to be something you can't find in any store unless it's hers. And we find out that Katie is making a jumpsuit for her design. Now, at this time, after we talk with Katie, time is up. It's the end of day 1. And we move on to the next morning where we find them all having fun, getting ready for the day at the townhouse. And they all are looking forward to seeing their fabric. Darren tells us that his sister was who he got into fashion because she got into fashion first. And when he saw what she was doing and he thought it was fun, and his style, he says, is very tongue and chic, sometimes campy, and this is where he dreams of doing fashion. And he says, how cool would it be if I could design for SpongeBob? This is why we love you, Darren. So that is when they all head out for day 2. So here they are entering the workroom, and we see that their fabric, and everyone is so excited that they have 8 hours to work on their designs. Bones was nervous about the scale of the flowers and whether they would look like couture or catrash, as he puts it. This is where we get to see them all open their fabric rolls, which I took a video for you guys of that because it was just like Christmas morning, them opening presents. Hello, Neezy. It's okay, darling. So let's see. It is number 5. Here we go.
I just hope this fabric is good.
Oh my god.
Yay!
I'm so nervous. That was crazy.
I was a little bit nervous about the scale of the flowers and like what the colors may look like, if it looked like couture or catrash.
That's my favorite part. Couture or catrash.
Christina, it's so pretty.
So beautiful.
I'm so
So Christina's, I'm a little confused by because we saw her outside. She was throwing the flowers up in the air while Katie was throwing them up in the air. And you saw like the sky blue with the red flowers. And I thought that was really, really cool. Like you see the sky and the flowers. But then like when she unravels it, it's red with red flowers. So, oh, hi, Thorny. So glad to see you. Thank you for popping in. Yes. So I was like, okay, red on red. All right. We'll see how this goes. Let's continue.
This is the best print ever! I would like to show the print, and I would love to create something like a rope because this simple shape is really good.
And here's a little sketch of her robe that she wants to create. Now, when I think of high-end fashion, I don't think like a robe. Like I do know, like, Chanel has that, that high-end fashion robe that everybody who's anybody has a Chanel robe, of course. But when I think of high-end fashion, I do not think of a robe. So I understand her concept, why she chose the robe, but it just wasn't something I could see as high-end fashion.
To show the print. Oh my god, I love it.
When I open it up, I like it. The background is more purple than I had wanted it to be, and it does look a little more pastel-y than I would have wanted. I like things that are a little bolder, but I like the flowers. They came out as bright as I wanted them to come out, so now I just want.
I love the purple. I love the orange. I see some of the yellow in it. I thought the flowers were going to be honestly a little smaller, but I do love those colors together. And I thought that fabric was pretty darn cool myself. So I'm impressed. I am impressed. Let's continue. If it lets me.
Get going.
It's so good. Like the yellow is fantastic.
Oh, you did a border print.
I wanted the print to stand out, but I didn't want it to overwhelm what I wanted to do. Like,
yes,
when I say
Aaron.
I'm so excited to use this stuff, I have no hurt.
Let me see yours, Anna.
Yes, it's coming up.
I loved Aaron's print. I think it was amazing how he only did the print on the bottom and not all over, because it gave him, enough to work with and how he wants to do it. And it's not like overwhelming with the flowers. I thought that was a very, very good move, especially like when you're only getting so much fabric. Like if you screw up, like you don't have that much other fabric to work with. At least if he has more of like a solid, he can use that flower to play with wherever else he wants it. I thought that was a pretty darn good move, just saying.
Husband, I cannot wait.
I'll hold this side for you. Just
Thank you.
rip it.
Just rip it.
Rip it. Anna, aka my wife. Oh, it feels so soft.
Soft like me.
Yes.
My real
Aw.
husband is a very, very kind person. And if my husband knows that I have friends in this competition, he will be very happy for me.
It's so
Aw.
pretty. I feel like her real husband knows that we're all just like TV husbands.
Oh, this is gorgeous.
TV husbands.
Oh, yeah.
Aw. I loved the way hers came out. It was definitely chic and totally different.
Let me tell y'all, Anna is the pimp in the house, okay? She has Bones as a husband and Prajay as a husband, and I think Octavio is her side chick.
Oh, damn, Anna. You pimping, girl.
I like it. Elegant, 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 elegant. I'm looking around and everybody have like these bright colors, like pink, yellow, more pink. There's coral with her black and colors, and then it's me like very like cold.
Did you draw it?
Yeah.
I don't think hers is cold.
I love it.
I just think there
that
needed
the
to be
runway
more
is going to
flowers.
be very different from the others. Yeah. Now I
She
have to
definitely
see if it's
took
enough to do
a
pants and
risk.
jacket.
That is for sure. She took a risk. That is for sure. So yes, that was them opening up their beautiful fabrics that they all designed. So let me just scroll down some. We see Christina wants to make a robe during this video. And let me add this back to the screen and remove this. This is her sketch of her robe. So the robe, like I said, I did not see it as high-end fashion. And that was like kind of the challenges for high-end fashion, not ready to wear. But she wants to do a robe to show off the print and how beautiful the print came out, which I thought that was very cool. So they all start going over their prints, and we see Praje's print right here and tells us he wanted his bigger. But it's still better than what it was. Prajé is creating a beautiful gown showing all the parts that are sexy, all of her feminine curves. And here is a sketch, which I love his sketches. You need to design me something, Prajé. Oh my God, like, love your sketch. And I do like the bow in it. And I can see like where he was going with the sketch. Such a beautiful, beautiful dress. Beautiful dress. And the designers start getting to work. And they all are getting nervous and scared, cutting into the fabric because they've only got 5 yards. 5 yards. I would be super nervous to make even one wrong cut because, or if you screw up your design, like Christian comes in, it's like, well, what are you doing with that? It's like, and you don't have but 5 yards. That's not a lot of fabric at all. You need to get it right the first time and only have room for a little bit of error to fix. That's how much fabric you have. Because the whole point is to use the floral, not all the supplementary fabric that they've gotten from Mood. Yes, you can use that too, but they want you to use the main fabric of every outfit to be the fabric that you created. So time flies, designers are busy when Christian finally arrives. And that's at the 6 hours left till the end of the day, which we have another little video for you guys. And Christian comes. I love when Christian comes.
Flower galore. The garden here. I kind of miss color. It's been very dark in this room lately. Are we all feeling amazing? Huh? This is a fun challenge. Pep it up. Yeah.
Pep
There's
it
so many
up.
cool things happening in this room. What is wrong with you people? Black again?
Which I love Coral's dress
You
right
have a
there.
whole jumpsuit.
I'm tired of being safe. I want to like kind of push myself with this one. I wanted to do a fresh take on like a jumpsuit and a burqa.
Yeah, right?
Thank you.
That idea of a modern burqa, I think, is really interesting, and I think could be very special and very powerful.
I agree.
A burqa is a head covering that women wear in Africa.
So I think she did a wonderful job trying to modernize the burqa as well. And I agree with Christian. I think that was a great element that she added.
Afghanistan. It usually comes in the color blue. This, you know, the top.
See, I didn't know that it
This will
only
be kind
came
of
in the
pleated
color
out
blue
on the
usually.
outskirts of it.
I've seen burqas
Metaphorically
in
for
many,
me,
many
the
other
burqa
colors.
has
So
been a form of
to find out
suppression.
that it's only came in the color blue, that's amazing to hear.
to me
Normally.
that a woman suppressed underneath the burqa can really bloom and change the world. And I wanted the print specifically placed on the female parts, and you know, it's very female.
Oh yeah.
So
It's bold in the female area.
I wanted to
Oh, Christian. I think her placement of the flowers to enhance the beauty of the women's parts were beautiful. It was a great idea, especially when it's like you're suppressed from how you can't be seen. She's going with you can't be seen. You can't see the beauty of a woman from where she's from, but yet you're enhancing the beauty of her by having those flowers enhanced in all the right areas on her body. Loved that idea.
accentuate and put the flowers on, specifically placed on the bust and the cookie part to emphasize
cookie.
on the
The
beauty
cookie.
of a female. Can I say it? You can't say vagina, can you? Really?
You do have to figure
I
out
don't
how
know
to
if
make
you can on
this,
YouTube,
though,
but it is
a little
now.
bit more tasteful and elegant too. How is it gonna like celebrate women? You got to have the balance.
Right.
It's cool though.
Thanks,
It's gonna be
Christian.
something.
Now, I don't understand the skirt thing that she had going on, especially because she was doing a jumpsuit, and in the sketch too, we didn't see that she had the skirt. But I loved where she was going with that. So let's get this out and add this back in. So after we see what she's doing, Christian heads over to Darren. Well, this is Christian coming in, of course. But Christian heads over to Darren, and this is where he... I love when these two interact with each other. He's like, where is it? Like, he's like, it's very flowery fabric. Christian tells Darren it reminds him of ladies in Palm Beach who had some wine and are now kind of dizzy. Which Darren is like not mad about at all. He's like, I am that tipsy girl, Christian. Ooh, Christian. He's still kind of hitting on you. And that's where Christian says, well, maybe this is the challenge for you, then have fun. And walks away. So then Christian heads over to Coral, who has these really cool leather harnessy things going on. And we find out that during the pandemic, she learned how to do macrame, which helped her relax and forget how scary everything was that was happening with everything around her. And she was going to add more into this design, which I thought was amazing. Then we have Christina, who is working on her robe when Christian comes over and tells her it's looking very boudoir, which is her inspiration anyways, because she was inspired by Chastity and Darren, who are always wearing their robes and looking so stylish, cool, and fresh. And it has a modern sleep dress with her favorite square bib neckline, which Christian tells her she should change that up, which I do agree. If it's a sexy robe, have like a sexy little numbered dress kind of underneath it. So that's when Christian then goes to speak to Xander, which he asks what are you making? And he wants to make something romantic, whimsical. He wants it to resemble a flower bomb. Christian loves the shape, but does not like the seams. And it doesn't match in the front, but he is liking it and thinks it will look cool by the time he is done with it. That's when Christian then goes over to Octavio. And he is making a drawstring dress that is a one size fits all, which Christian's only concern is that he doesn't want the judges to think it looks like a sack dress. I love the idea of a one size fits all, especially with a high-end fashion dress, because you don't see one size fits all in high fashion at all, ever. So I think that is an incredible thing that he is doing, honestly. Love it. Love it, love it. Octavia doesn't want it to be a sack dress either, so he promises Christian that he will play with it. Christian then goes to Anna next, which Anna is playing around with the top, and he asks her, where are the arms? Because it doesn't look like there's going to be an area for the arms, or they'll be able to move, which Anna herself isn't quite sure at the moment where the arms are going to go. So next he heads over to Bones, who is testing things out at the moment. And I mean, that's what you have to do. You got to play around. You got to test things out. Loving that print. Oh my God, am I loving Bones' print. Like I said, one of my favorite flowers. Christian says he will not let Bones out that door if he uses a crop top, fit and flare, A-line skirt. So that kind of is like, okay, now Bones has to go in a different direction because Christian's not going to let him out that door if he's going to go out with this going on. So then Christian makes his way over to Chastity. And by the way, she's wearing her cute little robe, if you guys can tell in the photo. She's wearing her little robe number, which I love. Christian tells her that she really needs to figure out a way to show the design and show some kind of flower element in it, which I love how she's going. As you can see too, it's kind of a long draping at the moment, which I loved. And then she has more fabric over here that's on a mannequin, and I wasn't quite sure what she was doing with that too. So she's just playing around. I love the top area, how it's looking so far. She's adding a lot more though to it. So Christian tells Aaron that he needs to make his look useful and interesting, not Old St. John's that Christian's mom would pull out of a bin. Aaron shows some flowers that he wants to add to it. And Christian freaks out, going over. He's like, oh my God, you're going to add brooches to it? Oh no. So Christian goes over to the window and starts knocking on it, asking if he can get on the boat that's leaving outside. Thought that was hilarious. So, of course, then Christian moves over to Katie and he scares Katie. Katie tells us that, Christian tells Katie that this is her challenge. And let's see it, Katie. Katie tells us every time Christian walks by her, she gets like that, oh, what is he going to say? Kind of nerves. Well, Christian tells her it's kind of looking like Doris Day goes to the mall. What's happening? He tells her she isn't taking it to what a young, modern person would want to wear. And I kind of agree. So here's one viewpoint of it. Christian is not liking the pants at all. And he asks her, do you think these are pants that someone would want to die for to wear? Which he's right. They are unique and different and have some cool elements to them, but I'm not going to die to wear these pants at all. Here's an up close and personal view of it. And then Christian says it reminds him of what circus performers wear underneath. And it's getting a little clowny costumey because she is using very similar shapes to what a costume designer would use. However, Christian does love the layering, and he knows she wants her look to be an editorial high fashion look, but it's just not happening right now. And maybe she should switch it up to a skirt. And he says that she just needs to figure it out, make it more modern, but thinks it will be cool. So next we have Chantel, and Chantel meets with Christian, and he asks, what does she do? Like, what does she like about this? And she explains she was scared because she loves to do prints, but not a flower lover. So Christian thinks that the flowers are very subtle. That's the only downfall that he sees. He thinks that she needs to do something a bit more to show the flowers in the design. And I kind of agree. It's very, very subtle flowers. She took a big risk. Then we have Project, where Christian tells him interesting color choice that he came up with, which Project tells him that's not the print that he came up with, which we get to see a little bit more of what he actually wanted. So this is more of what the print Project created, was this. And that's not what he really got from it. But because of the editing and time constraints, he got lost, and he still kind of sees some of it in the fabric, which he's happy with it. And he tells Christian that he'll make do with it. Christian tells him now that it's looking a little couchy and that he should maybe paint it or have some fun with it, do something different with it. Project is like, maybe I should paint over it. So now we are at the 4 hours left to the end of the day, which means it's time for models, everybody. This is where the models come in. Yes, girl. Get it. So at this point, Darren asks Christian what he thinks of the outfit on his model, which I have a little video clip of that for you guys. Let's put that up on screen.
Interesting. Is there a cooler skirt that you could do?
Yeah.
More dynamic?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Try.
I'll chop it up some.
I like that skirt. I wasn't too happy with the end skirt that he had. I liked that skirt. Maybe he could have shortened it a bit. But Darren, I liked that skirt that you had.
The focal point goes to the vagina, but like I did that with a purpose. But
Sabrina?
yes, you're looking at down yonder?
I'm looking at you. Christina, you gotta do something to make it really look like you're really doing something. I mean, it's just bag lady in couture fabrics.
It kind of does look like a plastic bag in couture fabric. I don't know, maybe it's that square bib, like, neckline. I think she could have, like, lowered it to, like, a sexy V neckline, and it would have looked even hotter.
I see.
Which is kind of cool, but like, not for this.
Ah, there is going to be face mask.
Oh, there's a face mask. Of course there is.
Let's just see.
Face mask.
Okay.
That adds to it a little bit. We do see Prajay outside spray painting these beautiful leaves.
I don't even know this method because...
Now, I want to stop here too, because look at the way Katie has her skirt right now. I actually like the way the skirt is going to that side and how it looks. I think it looks pretty darn cool. But that's not how it ends up.
I taught myself how to do all
I don't really like the collar. That's another thing.
this, so I'm like, I've never even done this crap.
You're making me nervous about the ding dong down here.
Well, it's not a ding dong.
Oh, well, not a ding dong. What's the woman name?
I don't know, girl. You're making up your own thing.
Oh, I had to throw that clip in there. Making me nervous about the ding dong down there. It's not a ding dong. Oh, I love her. I love her. So I'm getting notifications. So here's where, again, the models come in. That's back on the screen for us. At this point, everyone is sewing. They're on a sewing frenzy, getting these designs done, when all of a sudden, Christian screams, "All right, guys, there's time for a twist." Chastity starts panicking, and I mean panicking, screaming, "No, no, 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 no." And she's like, "I swear I'll go step on his toe if he brings up a twist right now." And then all of a sudden, Christian turns and is like, "Just kidding," his cute little self, which relieved everyone. But by this time, it was time to say goodbye to their models, and Christian tells them that they have to the end of tonight to solve all of their floral issues that they have going on, and no one's look is perfect, and he will see them tomorrow. So after the models and Christian leave, we see that Chantel is making the sleeves of her jacket look like a petal to give it a flowery look. And she says it's worth the risk. At this point, there is 1 hour left to the end of the day. Everyone's running, sewing, ironing, moving at the speed of light and getting things done. And of course, before we know it, it's the end of the day and time is up. We see them all go back to the townhouse where Katie is not telling anyone, but she is secretly feeling like how she did on the third challenge, where she's feeling like her design feels different or not as sophisticated. And sometimes when she thinks about fashion world, she wonders why they would even need her voice in it. Which I get. We all think that sometimes, especially in what we do in life. And being in the fashion industry, there is a lot of people in it. So I can see where she was thinking that. So next is day 3. And it brings, with everyone getting ready, and Chantel singing happy birthday to her 2-year-old son over FaceTime, which is so sad that she can't be with him. We also find out that her son has a speech delay, and it was really hard for her to leave him. They finally get to the workroom where they get busy working, and before we know it, models are there. Katie is struggling where she is trying to add all the details and scallops. Things are ripping. She's also feeling like she doesn't have enough time to redo the whole bottom. So she has to just start cutting up the fabric. Darren is adding details and scraps to his skirt to elevate it at some areas. Anna explains this print is more about the artwork she created, and she is creating a piece that is very clean shaped to highlight the fabric. And by this point, it is now time to go to the Tresemme hair salon and Maybelline makeup studio for the models. And of course, 15 minutes left before we know it after that. And Prajay is ended up killing the bow in his design. He also took out the painting that he did and just wants to leave the dress the way it is since it is so beautiful on its own. And I agree. And after that, it's runway time. Woohoo! So, here we are on the runway. The designers come out onto the runway and they see Gigi Hadid, their flower girl. Yay! Gigi is one of the most recognized faces in the fashion world today. And I believe I have Gigi right here for us. Yay, there she is, wearing such beautiful flowers too. Gigi loves flowers. She loves fashion prints, textures. She's been a bouquet of flowers before on a runway. She thinks that they bring so much joy, and you can take the essence of a flower in so many different directions, and she is super excited to see what they are going to bring today to the runway. So guys, you know what time it is. It is our runway time. So let's take this down and put on our runway show video. Here it is. And I am going to have to pause in between. But this week, I have all of the beautiful contestants, beautiful designs, photos up close and personal that we don't need to pause the runway for that. We just got to pause it for YouTube. Yeah, girl.
Love it.
So first
Maybe
up,
the
it's
pattern doesn't have a
Chantel.
lot of flowers, but it's a perfect garment, and the shape of the petals is beautiful.
With that jacket, baby.
I'm secure of what I did. I just hope it's enough flowers.
I kind of like how she did the sleeves as petals. I think that is really, really cool. Then we have Erin. Beautiful.
It is youthful, fresh, and fun.
See what I mean? How it's not too overpowered with the flowers. It's like he did it perfect where the flowers are on the edge work and it's showing color still, but the flowers. I love, love, love Erin's look.
If I'm on the top, I would be thankful. If I am safe, I am thankful as well. But I know I'm not on the bottom.
No, honey, you aren't on the bottom. And here's Anna.
It's a goddess.
Look how symmetrical and beautiful. Oh my gosh. Mimi, the model's name is Mimi. Mimi looks stunning. Stunning.
It's
very artistic. It is.
And the fabric is very artistic. I like that she highlighted the fabric. With only 5 yards, she did, yes, matching up. Yes, girl. Oh my God. I couldn't believe 5 yards of fabric. Yeah, she did amazing. Amazing. If it plays now.
Innovative.
Beautiful.
I think the judges will be surprised.
I like how she has the arm sleeves too. Just perfect.
Nice to come to work and know you're going to get a performance. It is worth putting the makeup and Spanx on for. Baby girl.
Then we got bones, baby. Look at that model, baby.
Dariana is working it. This reveal is a little reveal-less, but I love it.
Boom.
Take that little cape.
When the cape comes off. That comment was about Chantel. Yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, I know, that was great. I forgot I'm 10 seconds behind. Or you're 10 seconds behind me. But even Anna, 5 yards of fabric to make it boof out like that. Oh my God, that's all, like, you could not mess up that fabric.
I feel very happy. Soft power.
I love this top. I'm going to go into more details, but I love this top.
Oh, it's so strong. You can still see it's feminine, and I can see Gigi Hadid wearing this look. I totally can.
The skirt, I was like, at first I thought maybe it could have been pants, but then I realized it was a skirt. It was just a little see-through-y though. Cassidy is up next.
My look is not 100% me.
See what I mean with the sleeves, guys? Her design
I needed an extra
with sleeves.
hour,
There we go. Now we can see the sleeves. The sleeves that she had in her sketch came down lower. They were still poofy, but they weren't like poof balls. I would have loved to see the look with the way that she had it in the sketch with the poof. But I still love the number.
I should have
Look how
put some
beautiful that
structure in the sleeves because it's kind of like flopping over. This is a time where I'm really thankful for my immunity.
Oh, I'm thankful for your immunity too, girl. And next up is Darren.
My look is pretty. Yeah, it's clean. It's very young Hollywood.
See, I love what he did with the top.
Starlet, very gossip girl, very.
I know that he did something more with the skirt because, you know, Christian told him, you're just making a simple skirt. But I liked the way the other skirt looked. I mean, he could have added some other kind of detail to it, but I liked the other skirt. I wasn't really happy with this skirt. It's cute how it blooms out, though.
I hope that the judges appreciate the fact that I tried to make
Especially when
something
she twirls,
clean and
baby.
proper.
Octavia!
I'm so happy. She's walking, she's working it, the dress is flowing everywhere. Without being cocky, I'm not too concerned.
Look at that. Oh, and this is a one size fits all. I love it. I love it. And I'm digging the rose on the top. It definitely was not a sack at all. I loved it.
I love it. I think the dress, it's bold, but it's beautiful. Hits her in the right parts, expressing her body, showing her curves.
Now,
She just looks stunning in the bodysuit. But
exactly. She looks stunning in the bodysuit. I get why she put the skirt on her. I just didn't really like the skirt. And Kristen was right about that. Now we have Katie.
I am not sure.
So Katie, I don't get what she was trying to do with the skirt right here at all. Like I said, when we saw it the first time when she was playing around in the workroom, I like how on the other side she had it bunched up and it was kind of long. I thought that was really cool. I wasn't digging it right here, unfortunately.
I want the judges to even make eye contact with me because they're gonna know it's me. There's elements that I like about it, and there's things that I'm like, I don't feel great. I'm definitely scared I'm gonna be on the bottom.
Oh yeah.
I am very proud of this look. Fit of the dress.
Yay, baby.
It is exactly what I wanted to do.
Look at how beautiful that looks on the runway.
Really trying to create a dress
The
to
fits
be
are so
sexy
damn well.
and elegant at once. I hope I get a chance to
All the right
express to them that the print that I designed is not what came out.
Ooh, love it. I love those sleeves too. Like, I don't like the kind of bunched up kind of like poof balls, but I do love these sleeves. The way he did them. And here is Megan.
She looks freaking amazing. I'm excited. She is giving me.
She looks like a flower petal with that jacket. Like, it looks like a rose, and her like head is like the center of the rose. I love
everything that I wanted her to give me. I was a little iffy about the first challenge with a monochromatic, but this challenge here,
I like how she prints it down a little bit so the judges can see it. And here's Christina's look going down the runway. Now, if you can tell, she has like this cool little bunched up sleeves right there. I thought that was cool.
Fresh with this mask, it's a lot of me in this look.
She
And
kept the square neckline though, guys.
I'm just happy it's there, and Gigi Hadid can see that.
Talk about high-end sleepwear. You're going to bed in high-end. Girl. Yay! And that was the runway. So let's remove this from our screen. And I'm going to bring up, let me bring them up, our runway looks. So now these are in more alphabetical order than actual runway order. So that's how I'm going to do them. Because it's easier for me to just switch to the next photo, unfortunately, instead of doing them in runway order. But we're still going to get to see the designs up close and beautiful. So here is first up in our alphabetical order, we have Mr. Aaron. And this is his beautiful, beautiful look. Aaron Michael. And I'm going to make it actual this size, nice and bigger. And I'm going to take off me from the screen so we can see it, There we go, baby. Nice and beautiful. Booyah. How does that look? Look a lot better for you guys? Oh, yeah. Much better. So, this is Aaron's look. I have my notes, and let me grab Miss Erin's notes. So Erin's notes, let me grab them really quick. It'll just be 1 second. So Erin says for Erin. Erin says for Erin. She agrees it was beautiful, fresh, fun, was high fashion. Yellow complemented the red purple accents. Designed well, perfect proportions. Now, I think for Erin is, so Erin was second up on the runway, and I loved the crop top and the pants. I liked how he didn't overpower it with the flower design, and it was more of that border effect. I love that. Now, I'm not a fan of the sleeves on the jacket, but that's just me. I just don't like puffy sleeves like that. But the look was amazing, and I loved his look. Loved it. So next we have Anna. So here's a bigger version of it. I love how she showed a little bit of the stomach too and all of that. So Erin said for Miss Anna that she loved the design, felt like a literal flower as it was sculpted, didn't feel safe, but a good risk, looked like a beautiful flower perfume bottle. Ooh, that's actually a good representation. Yeah. Overall, felt floral could win. Or Anna could win the floral design. Now, how I felt about Miss Anna. So she was third up on the runway, and I thought it showed the art of the pattern and fabric design she created while giving it a very avant-garde look with the shape and the simplicity of it. It was very beautiful. And Anna's more of like, she does designs based on her emotion. And this I thought was a little bit of a risk for her. And I liked that she did this. It was very beautiful. So next up for our runway looks is Bones. Bones. I love this flower. Like I said, these are my favorite flowers of all times. One of my favorite flowers of all times. I have a couple flowers that I love, but these are my favorite ones to plant. So, of course, Erin's up first, and you know Erin has a thing for Bones. It's all good. We like who we like. She goes, "Why the skirt?" question mark. Could have done much more. Draping was nice for the top, but I don't see Bones as a top designer. He could put a garment together, but he doesn't show work like Anna, in my opinion, or her opinion. He thinks highly of himself and not open to constructive criticism. And that, in her opinion, will always be his downfall. His fabric design was great. I do see where he does think highly of himself, but I did feel like this challenge, he did listen to Christian, because Christian was like, I am not letting you out the door with a crop top, and he didn't have that crop top. He didn't have an A-line skirt either. So he did take Christian's criticism this round. How I felt? So for me, I thought, so Bones was fourth on the runway, we'll say that. And then I loved the pencil skirt. I thought it fit the model perfectly. And it was a cute little pencil skirt with the top. I felt like he showed us a different side to his styles from all the weeks that we've seen so far. I loved his print. Like I said, it's one of my favorite flowers. I wasn't understanding the whole cape and then you can like drape it on you while you're eating kind of thing. But I liked that it had like a detachable kind of element to it to change it up a bit. So then next we have Chastity. Oh, Chastity. Love, love, love. So, Aaron says for Chastity. Now I do have to scroll down some because she was further towards the bottom of the runway. Chastity. Girl, question mark. This is Aaron. I don't love it, but don't hate it. I think it was designed well. It was very well balanced. It was modern. I feel it does show floral vibes, feels light and fresh, doesn't like all the black, but again, does not hate it. So for me, and this is where fashion is in the eye of the beholder. And this is why I love when Erin gives me her opinions. And I love your opinions because we all have amazing different opinions on taste and style and fashion. So for me, so first off, she's the sixth to go down the runway. And I adored her look. She was a top for me. Hint why she was on the Instagram photo for this week. I loved what she did with cutting of the strips and how she placed them and made them go diagonal in all different directions. I agreed with the sleeves that she could have added something to them to make them bloom out and be more even because they weren't even. And I think she should have gone with her design that she sketched for the sleeves and made them a little less bloomed out, but kind of still came out and down. I don't really love the puffy sleeves. That's just me. But I loved her dress. Loved it. I think it could be very high-end fashion. If she had like the extra hour, like she said, she could have did what she needed to do to make it more perfect in my eyes. But she was a top like for me. Like I think I would have had it more come down like this kind of drape. And then that way you would have been able to see more of the flowers. But I like how she did, like, she took the fabric and made a pattern with the fabric. And she always complements the womanhood area very nicely, that you don't see anything that you shouldn't see. So next we have Coral. Let me read what Erin said about Coral. She said, she doesn't take risk. Dress design was very architectural. Now, I feel, so Coral was fifth going down the runway. I loved her look a lot. This is something I totally would wear. I loved the top. I loved the detailed work. I loved how like the leather twist, the macrame that she does had like come down from the top and kind of had strings out on the bottom. Loved that look. The only thing that I wasn't too sure about was the skirt. So I thought at first it was a pair of pants, which totally that would look cool with the top and a pair of black pants. But then I noticed it was a skirt. I think the skirt, though, was just a little too see-through. But I thought her look was amazing. So next we have Darren. Here's a up close for Darren. So Erin said for Darren that she loves the color. She says, why admit SpongeBob equals childish? Well, he is young, Erin. It was very Carrie Diaries, but great. Wish front was more open. First garment of his I did like. It did give me a floral vibe. Flower and breezy wind. I think they gave him a hard time for his design, but in Erin's opinion, he nailed the floral print. They focused on his garment design. He actually did good this week, and I agree. So what I said about Darren, so Darren was the 7th to go down the runway. I thought it was cute. I liked the outfit. The pattern I understood immediately when I saw it that it was SpongeBob reference, because I'm younger. And hey, when you have a cartoon that's your favorite, I get it. You're gonna, you know, SpongeBob. Maybe he shouldn't have said SpongeBob so much, but I understood what he was going for, and that was his inspiration. And yes, Bikini Bottoms is very colorful, beautiful floral background. And immediately, like I said, when I saw what he put on the screen for his design, I was thinking SpongeBob in my head. So I knew what he was going for. I liked the skirt, though, like I said before, I'd rather have had the other skirt that he had. There were just areas of it that I didn't really like in the skirt area, like on the sides. I think if he kept it still that wavy kind of flow look, it would have been great. I like the top. Think the top was very pretty. Loved the matching headband. It was kind of disappointing for me in a way because I love Darren's emo style. I'm like, he is one of my favorite fashion designers to watch on IG. And he is personally a favorite of mine just like, I love his personality. I love his like funniness and how cute he is. He's just so adorable. And I love Darren. I just know that he could have given more in this challenge. And I understood where he was thinking, like, I've screwed up the last 3 challenges. Let me kind of play it safe. But you're in a competition, baby boy. You need to give it your all the time. And I just felt like you could have gave it so much and you could have pulled out ahead. You're an amazing designer. Don't ever forget that. So next we have Katie. And here you can see more of the bunching of her skirt that I wasn't quite understanding too. So Erin's notes for Katie is, okay, was her first dress just a fluke? I keep getting more frustrated. She's not growing. She's not expanding. She just designs the same old pink and orange clown suit each week. I can smell floral with all those colors, but I needed a Claritin now. Oh, Erin. And Katie is one of her tops that she picked from the beginning. Just like a little FYI. So she's frustrated with Katie, and I agree. I'm a little frustrated myself. So Katie was number 10 to go down the runway, and I've seen a lot of Katie's work behind the scenes, like on Instagram and stuff. And I just felt like she missed it again this week. And this was supposed to be her week. She is the one that makes fabric prints. I get like she didn't have full control. There was kind of like a language barrier between her and her graphic designer. And she's normally the one that does everything. But it wasn't the fabric that I didn't like. I didn't like the collar on the top. Like, it was like a bib kind of collar. She could have made like a smaller collar with the accent designs on it, not this huge collar on top. It felt like it looked like, I don't know. It could have been so much better. I think she could have made a smaller collar and it would have looked better. I liked how she did the skirt detail where it bunched up in the corner before she changed it to what it looks like now. I found that to be really cool and different. This I didn't quite understand, but it is different. It's kind of cool. Not sure how I feel about the sleeves, because again, there's just not my style. These kind of sleeves, the way like it has like too much detail on the sleeves. I think she could have kept like that beautiful fabric on top, maybe done like that little, like a smaller accent down the middle of that like kind of petal look, and a smaller collar just to show off more of the fabric, and it would have looked great. And then the skirt, I mean, if she liked the skirt the way it was, like I said, it's different. It's cool. I like the way she did it first before she chopped it up and made this. But even this skirt is pretty cool. I just wouldn't have put all of that accent in it, because that's what I think makes it the crafty costumey type, is all those little purple petal accents. So next up, we have on our board Christina. Here's a bigger photo of it for us all to check out. So Erin said for Christina, let's see, she said, baby, good thing Katie still here, okay? I was mad about this one. I don't get floral, but okay, I'll go with it. Judges liked it. I just don't get it. And I agree. Yeah, it's kind of a high-end nightwear, but it wasn't high-end nightwear that the challenge was supposed to be creating. You're supposed to create a high-end fashion look. So I understood like her inspiration. I know that she wanted to showcase the floral and the beautiful print, but when she threw the flowers up in the air and took that photo, the blue with the red looked so pretty. And I thought that's how she was going to keep her her fabric, with the blue sky with the flowers. I thought she could have added a little bit more color just besides the red, but it still looked cool. And then when she opened it and it was this, I was like, wait, what? I'm not really a fan of the dress underneath. It kind of does look like that plasticky bag underneath it. But the robe itself is pretty cool. Like the whole very flowy, fluid robe. And it's very different. It's definitely a high-end sleepwear. But for me, I did not see high-end fashion. And she had pants on too, which it kind of threw me off. You have a sleep dress, but you're sleeping with pants on too. So I didn't really understand that. I didn't really understand why the judges liked it so much. I love Christina, don't get me wrong. I just didn't really like, the one thing that I really, really liked about her whole getup was the sleepwear eye patches, the eyewear. That was like my favorite part of the outfit, was the eyewear that she made. Honestly, I just We're being honest here. I just didn't get what she was doing. So next up we have Octavio. Now look at how beautiful his model looks. Oh, so beautiful. I love that he did the black and white. I love this rose thing that's going on her head. It's so beautiful. I love the way he chopped up the ends too and have that like tool kind of underneath it as well. I loved Octavio's. I thought he could have been in the top over Christina's look, to be honest. Um, let's see. Aaron said about Octavio's that great fit for model, does give a floral vibe in the flow of the fabric and design. However, don't get his floral design pattern in the material. Black and white, very rare, if impossible, to find a black and white flower. And you are absolutely right there. I didn't think of it like that. It is very rare to find a black and white flower, and it is a floral design. I didn't think of it like that. So Octavia was 8th going down the runway. And I love the way the dress fit the model. Love that he went with a one size fits all, because that is truly impressive nowadays with high-end fashion to find something like that. You will not find a one size fits all that will fit a size 14, 18, 20 size along with a size 1, 2, 0 kind of model. It's amazing. I give him so much credit for that. Love the rose on her head, of course, that he created. I have a behind the scenes clip of that for you as well. I loved the bottom end of the dress and loved how he chopped it up, yet so beautiful, and how it flowed as she walked. And it was just so elegant. Very, very elegant. So next up in our photos is Project. So Aaron said for Project, did not disappoint. Floral pattern there, floral vibe there, very well designed and fit the model. Garment was well structured, could win this week. He says that the print he designed isn't what came out, but has he not heard of Bob Ross? Happy Little Accidents. Run with it. It's a masterpiece. Exactly. Happy little trees, happy little accidents. Oh, I know who Bob Ross is, baby. Now, what I said for Project was, well, first he was 11th going down Runway, and he was a top look for me this week. Amazing shape, amazing fit, amazing design. I was happy with the fact that he got rid of the bow because I think it was perfect without it. And I'm glad that he didn't add like the painting and all of that to it as well. And Project, honey, that does not look like a couch to me at all. It was very, very elegant. And I loved how it like just hit her in all the right spots. Ooh, loved it. Definitely a top. And I like the way these sleeves are. So I'm not a fan of like the poof sleeves, but see how these sleeves like poof out just a little bit, but they don't poof back in to the arm. I think it highlights the arms better this way, that it doesn't like bunch back in. It doesn't make like that poof. It makes like a more, I don't know what you would call it, like a bat kind of poof. Love it. Love it. And I love the way that the floral goes in all different directions as well. So next we have Sabrina. Now Sabrina. Aaron said for Sabrina that, let's see. I forgot where she was on the runway. Oh, here she is. The more I look at it, the more I adore it. I love the story of the blooming of women in places where women are not treated as equal. The colors are complementary. The design of the fabrics all flow well. It felt as the judge peeled back the layers, the story of the garment just kept improving. She's one of Erin's favorites. She does have great designer talent. I do agree. So what I said for Miss Sabrina, so she was 9th on the runway. I loved her story behind the design, but I did not like the skirt. I wish she would have listened to Christian and just not put it. I do understand why she chose to put the skirt, but I wish she just wouldn't have. The pattern, though, it matched up perfectly in all the right spots. She did an amazing, amazing job there. And that is not easy to do, to match that fabric up in all the right spots and not have like seams everywhere or hems everywhere, to match it up perfectly and only have like the seams on the side where they usually are. That takes some skill. I loved the covering too. It was open in the back, but the covering in the front was just perfect. The burqa was amazing. It's something you don't usually see, and it gave it such a modern twist to them. I loved it. I think it was amazing. Next, we have Chantel. Now, even looking at this photo, you really can't see the floral. It's a floral design. I'm not mad that we'll get there. I'm not going to jump in fast. So, Erin said for Chantel that suits her style, well done. You liked her print, okay. Flowers were there, wasn't too little in Erin's opinion, and she loved the back. Her style is predictive but very Esquire-ish. She said frame. I had to go back and listen. I thought she was explaining what she called in the South is lattice. Oh, yeah. So I thought she said lattice too. So it was a frame. Okay, which is where vines and rose bushes grow up. Yes, that's what I was thinking. She was doing like a lattice design. Oh, I'm so glad of this because I was 100%, because it was 100% floral. Okay, I thought she said frame, and you listened, and it was okay. Oh, makes sense. Okay, so for me, for Chantel, I'm glad you went back to check that out because I heard that too. So Chantel, of course, was first to go down the runway. I thought it was an amazing pantsuit. It fit her beautifully in all the right spots. It was a beautifully tailored suit. I just wish there was more floral in it. It was a floral challenge. I'm not asking for big flowers everywhere. I just thought maybe the flowers itself could have been maybe 2 to 3 inches bigger everywhere. I just didn't see the floral in her design. And that's what kind of bummed me out. I would have loved to see maybe the floral go through the checker more, or add a different color to the flower than the same color as the checkers. But it was beautiful. It was. She makes perfectly tailored suits for women. Like, hit them in all the right spots. beautiful. Very, very beautiful. I will give her that. She, like, you can't make a pant look that beautiful. Oh my God. And I love the little vest. I love how the model whipped that jacket. Just wait till my ending for you guys. I use that. Then we have Zayden. I loved this. So this is when she kind of moved the jacket down a little bit because it was up a little higher. And I felt like she looked like a rose. But let's see what Erin said first. Erin said for Zayden that you designed a coochie? Speaking of art, have you seen George O'Keeffe? Okay, maybe you were thinking of deflowering. I'm not mad about it though. I would have loved the garment to have gone all the way to the floor and then some. So I think when he meant flower bombing, so flower bombing, like that's what the guy Lewis Miller was doing in New York, where you flower bomb certain areas of, like, areas that might look kind of raggedy, dirty, park benches, telephone areas, telephone booths. They flower bomb it, where they just put flowers everywhere. And that was the whole concept of the challenge, was they were doing these flower bombs. So that's what he meant by flower bombing, not deflowering. But that's okay. I said for him that, let's see, he was 12th on the runway, and I loved his print. You could see the flower, everything. I see where Christian meant with the hem, like you can see the hem going all the way down. I think that could have been a little bit more even, but other than that, I love the halter dress. I love the jacket, like I said, especially when it's bunched up. She looks like she's the center of a flower, like her head's the middle of the flower and she is the flower. I can definitely see where he was going with this design, and I was happy with it personally. I loved it. So that is all of the designs, but we're not done yet. We are not done yet. Almost there. So let's take this down really quick and add up our next photo, which is right here for you guys, where the judges say who's going to stay and who's going to walk to the back and be safe. I was being tacky. George O'Keeffe made art based on. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that makes sense. Oh, she did say frame, but what it is lattice. Oh, okay. So we at least we were in the same sense, because I thought I was like frame, like a picture frame, but I can see the flowers going through the lattice. I understand that. That makes sense. Okay, add to screen. So here we go, guys. So this is where the judges say they want to speak to Sabrina, Christina, Darren, Chantel, Prajay, and Katie. All the rest that can leave the runway are safe, which was Bones, Aaron, Anna, Chastity, Coral, Octavio, and Zayden. In the top, we had Christina, where the judges thought it was fresh, modern, had fluidity, it felt really new. Gigi loved the texture, the movement. It feels like it could really be a big red carpet moment. Nina thought it was almost like a Lewis Miller flower bomb. that just exploded on the runway. So Christina's was I think I can open both up at the same time. Christina's was the nightgown, the robe, just for everyone to go back. Next, they talked to Chantel. Gigi loved it, thought it was different in the way that everyone else interpreted the challenge. And she said she would totally wear it just with the vest and pants though. The tailoring was amazing. We find out then that the colors are really navy blue and lilac, even though it kind of looks like navy blue and white. It's navy blue and lilac. Nina loves the mix of the patterns with the flower. She thinks she took a risk and the risk paid off. They liked what they gave them. They liked that they gave them more, like she gave them more with the jacket and how she lined the sleeves. That was going to be the focal point of her look. So then they talked to Darren. And they asked if he was proud of his look, and he was. He was proud of his look, but the judges felt that the print was something that they had seen before. And it was something they've seen before in a skirt as well. And they said that the whole point of this challenge and contest is to come here to surprise them and experiment. And they felt like he just didn't do that with his look. The judges feel like he's not translating what he's trying to say and not reaching it to them. They think how the details of the black sketch on the back lined up and thought the way it was opened on the back was really cool. And I do have a photo of that so I can show you guys really quick, because I did find that really cool too. So they liked how the back opened up, and they liked how the flowers matched up perfectly as well. That does take a lot of skill to do something that way and have everything match up perfectly. And I thought that was pretty amazing. He did do a very good job there. And he's kind of wearing like SpongeBob kind of suit, by the way. So after they talked to Darren, they talked to Sabrina, which I have a video of them speaking to Sabrina because this is a very impactful moment that I wanted you guys to see real quick. So here is when they talked to Sabrina.
Hi, Sabrina. Were you happy with your look? The inspiration, I felt strong about it. But in terms of bringing it together, I think there's room for improvement.
So what was your inspiration?
I was originally inspired by the insides of the flower and how a flower can be so strong yet so delicate. From the very get-go, I wanted to do a bodysuit. I'm from Afghanistan. I was adopted later on in my life. And women suffer.
This is where she just breaks down and tells it like it is.
For a lot there. And there's no freedom of speech. I have two little sisters that still live there.
I'm seeing this now too, and I'm thinking she should have maybe done like a double-sided on the fabric, especially since it's open. She maybe would want the flower as well, just in case it did move like that it was flower on the other side as well. Just something just
they have to go through a lot just to get to school and hidden underneath the burqa. And I wanted to dig deep and bring that into women empowerment.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Your story, it's so beautiful. This is one of my favorite prints. It's almost like you collage photos onto her body. I just love how it lays. And then the burqa, even just as it is, I saw it as a cover of Vogue Arabia, and I think that for women that do choose to wear the burqa and that makes them feel empowered,
Look how
I just think
beautiful
it would have been
and
more of a
long
moment without the
those
skirt.
sleeves
I was worried
are,
about that.
and how like they open up perfectly. I love those sleeves.
I'm just wondering, why did you do that?
A little bit nervous that I didn't want to offend any woman. Then it took me the wrong direction.
Is it possible to see it without the skirt? Can this panels
See, that's where you should have listened to your mentor. I know with Darren, they're like, you shouldn't have listened to your mentor. He's not the one on the runway. But she should have listened to the mentor.
back?
Yes. Ooh.
Look at that.
Yes. Yes. To me, that's powerful.
And had you edited here today, this look would have had me on the floor.
And I also think if you take away the high heels and put her in flats, it would have been fabulous.
Thank you, Sabrina.
Very great. So that was Sabrina for everybody. I wanted you guys to see what the judges said about her. So let's add this back in. And next up, they talked to Prajay. And they asked him, do you think you're in the top or the bottom? And he was able to have the opportunity to explain to the judges about the fabric and tell them the most important thing was the dress. Even though the fabric was not something that he really designed, it didn't come out the way he designed. He just wanted to make the dress perfect. He was one of the judges' favorites today. The judges thought the silhouette was so flattering on everybody. It's a flattering silhouette that anyone could pull off. They were happy when they heard that he did not add all the extra elements to the dress, like the bow and the train and all that, and he edited it perfectly. Any little excess would have taken off from the proportion, as Nina said. They liked how he did the horizontal flowers and the vertical flowers, creating a lovely line. They loved the peekaboo in the back. And Nina only wished that he took it easy on the hair and makeup. But Brandon loved it. And I loved her hair and makeup. I think it was gorgeous. It just flattered her even more. So that was just a little bum that Nina didn't like the hair and makeup, but the hair and makeup was beautiful. Next, they talked to Katie. Gigi felt like the collar looked like felt, which I did feel the same way, which it was made out of leather. Gigi thought it was just a little too crafty. The judges asked her if she thought her look was high-end runway fashion. And Katie responded with, I don't know what it is. They liked her outfit that she was actually wearing more than what the model was wearing. And they couldn't believe that she's made all of her clothes since 2017. They loved her outfit more than the models. And that's when Katie kind of blamed it on Christian, not liking certain elements, but he's just the mentor. And he's not the one on the runway, as Brandon said. Gigi did not hate it, but would prefer if it was a mini skirt. And I agree. If it was a simple little mini skirt, I think it would have been great. So that leaves us to where the judges then had to make their decision. Who was going to be in, who was going to be out. That's the last photo that we have before we have some behind the scenes look. And we find out that our winner of the night is Chantel. I mean, hey, the fashion's in the eye of the beholder. The judges thought it was beautiful. It was not a bad piece. It was a very beautiful piece. I just thought she could have had more floral. That's my opinion. Hey, she won. She has immunity for next week. But then unfortunately, they sent Darren home. And I was so sad to see Darren leave. So very sad to see him leave. I even made him a cute little farewell video for us all to watch together for Darren. So I'm going to put the farewell video on for Darren. Darren, honey, this is for you, darling. I know I took some things from your Instagram, but they were beautiful, and I had to put this in our little farewell video from you. Why is it skipping? We're going to see more of you. Thank you, Darren, for being so amazing. And it didn't play my last little bit. It has this little bit. Praise us the peace. And it says, Darren, we will miss you. Love, Sunshinery. Love you, Darren. I think you are an incredible designer. I see your Instagram. I see your amazing emo, gothic, amazing style that you have. Don't ever give up on your dreams. Just because you did not win Project Runway does not mean you can't try out for Project Runway Redemption. Or just keep going, pursuing your dreams, and making that fashion, because we need more people like you. I know growing up as that emo girl in high school that we only had that one store to shop at, Hot Topic, and we only had what they had to offer. If we had styles like you make for people like us now, I would have been a happy camper in my high school days. And I can tell you there are plenty of outfits that you make that I would totally wear and dig still to this day as that little punk rock girl. So you keep doing what you're doing. We love you, Darren. Don't ever give up on your dreams. So that was this week's episode. But before we go, I do have a little bit of behind the scenes, little photographs for you guys that I'd like to share. And they're just quick, nice, quick little behind the scenes. And we'll have more next week because that's how they always happen. We always get the behind the scenes throughout the week and not just on Friday, unfortunately. So I will have a little bit more behind the scenes for you. But until then, here are the few behind the scenes things that I was able to find for us. So we have Anna here, busy at work. I love her. Love her, love her. And then we have the judges with Gigi. Look how awesome that photo is with Christian. Love it. I love it, love it. There's my Instagram. See, I put Chastity's because I loved it. And I loved these little flower bomb behind the scenes photos that the production crew actually took and I used during our review because they're just beautiful. And those are my beautiful favorite flowers right there. They didn't have tiger lilies. That was the only downside. I love, love, love tiger lilies. And I wish that they had more tiger lilies in there. Because I think that would have been a cool little behind the scenes kind of thing. But yes, those were all the behind the scenes that I got for this week. That was episode number 4, Flower Power, baby. And I believe we had a lot of flower power. And there was a lot of amazing, amazing, amazing work. And I cannot wait to see next week's episode. And I am so happy to have you guys here. Thank you all so much for watching Project Runway with me and the after show review that we do here. I will continue to improve and make this even more fun as I go. Again, this is the first time I've ever reviewed a TV show here for you guys on YouTube. It is one of my most favorite live streams that I do each week. And I love that so many of you catch it on the replay, watch it, and enjoy it. And it means so much to me to get all those sweet DMs and messages from you all. Oh, I forgot. I have one more behind the scenes for you. That was in a totally different spot. Oh my gosh, I gotta show you this. So I was so freaking excited. Oh yes, I do have I have a couple more behind the scenes actually. Just a couple, 3 more. I had this amazing, beautiful thing that happened to me this week. So remember I was like, I'll put the contestants' photos on there and tag them all so you guys can easily find the designers and all of that. Well, I got this amazing from Aaron Michael himself, guys. He loved the photo that I did for you guys. So I was so excited to see that. I love, love, love that he loved that. And I can't wait to put some more beautiful designs and things up there for everybody. I'm working on some magic tricks for you. I might have some goodies up my sleeve for everybody here. And then we have Brandon Maxwell looking at all the crazy designs coming down the runway. We have Christian with his beautiful floral jacket. We have the Miss Eileen. I love her boots. Loved her outfit. Loved everything she had going on. And we had the Gigi, Ms. Gigi, with her flowers that she added to her suit. I think that was a beautiful little touch that she had going on. She's gorgeous, gorgeous, darling. And then the beautiful Nina Garcia, which I loved her outfit as well. It was very subtle, but yet still florally with the pattern, the silver and the gold. It just matched so well. And here is Octavio with him trying on the beautiful rose headpiece that I thought was just absolutely stunning on his model. So those are a little bit more behind the scenes that I did find for you guys. But thank you everybody for coming. I hope you enjoyed this week. We will be here again next Friday live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go over and check out my friend Jamal at the Commentary Zone. His link is in the description. He also does a Project Runway review where he goes over what he felt about the fashion, what happened during the episode as well. And his is more of a shorter version than mine, but he tells it like it is. I love his thoughts and opinions, and if you like mine, you'll love his as well. Check out his channel. He is now doing it. So it used to be on Wednesday. He's now doing it every Friday around, I believe, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will find out the exact time he is doing it. I do know it will be every Friday afternoon. He started this week with episodes 3 and 4. And from now on, it'll be every week that episode on Friday. So definitely check out the Commentary Zone and tell Jamal that I sent you. All right, guys, check out my new outro for you all. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me, what was your favorite flower this week that was used? What's your favorite flower in general? Who was your top number one, and who would you have sent home? My top number one was definitely Project. And I would have sent home Katie. I'm sorry. I love you all still very much. You're all amazing designers. And this is unfortunately a competition, so we have to give our opinions. I do have a poll going on right now, too. So before we leave, let's check out what the poll said. The poll, you guys all enjoyed episode 1. So 36% said episode 1 was so far their favorite. Actually, it's a tie. 36% said episode 1. 36% said episode 3. And episode 4 was at 29%. So it was a close tie. And I did not receive any DMs or emails as I know, but if you would like to email, DM me, or next week add in the live chat before the live begins who you would have want to win, who would you have sent home, please, I'd be more than happy to have added into the show for everybody. I love you all. Have a wonderful weekend and keep with those amazing fashion styles. And here is our new outro. Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow.